Hello everyone, welcome back to GK Today. This is Nuzhat Sana, and in today's session we will be discussing the most important MCQs for 11th of September 2024. On screen you can see some keywords that we will be covering in today's session. For example, we will be talking about AG4 Missile. Then we will see at which place the breeding center for Asian-King-Vultures has been established. Then we will talk about Barakah-Nuclear-Energy-Plant, why it came into news. Then we will see the venue for India-Maldives Defense Cooperation Dialogue. After that we will see when do we observe International Literacy Day, and at last we will talk about the country which has been placed at the first position as a plastic polluter. Okay, so these are some of the important things that we would be discussing in today's session. Now without taking any further time, let's get started. The very first question is, AG4 missile recently seen in the news is developed by which organization? This missile has been developed by DRDO, means Defense Research and Development Organization, and recently it has been successfully tested on 6th of September 2024 from Integrated Test Range of Odisha. Okay, so this was the 9th test of the nuclear capable intermediate range ballistic missile AG4. The test was conducted by India's Strategic Forces Command, which oversees all type of nuclear weapons. AG4 can carry nuclear weapons and it will be controlled by the Strategic Forces Command of India. The development of AG4 began in 2007 to strengthen India's nuclear deterrence against China and Pakistan. The fire test in 2010 was totally failed, but the first successful user trial occurred in 2014. Okay, so AG4 missile has been developed by DRDO, means Defense Research and Development Organization. Let's see some questions that you can be asked regarding the AG4 missile. First question is, in which year did the first successful user trial of AG4 missile occur? So it took place in 2014. Okay, who is responsible for the development of AG4 missile? Obviously DRDO, Defense Research and Development Organization. To which range category does the AG4 missile belong to? So it is the intermediate range ballistic missile. Okay, now if we talk about DRDO, in which year was the DRDO established? So it was established in 1958. Then you can be asked that which Indian city is the headquarters of DRDO? So the headquarters of DRDO lies in New Delhi. Okay, here we have talked about India's Strategic Forces Command. So if you are asked that when was the Strategic Forces Command of India established, it was established in 2003. And further you can be asked that which Indian scientist emphasized the need for establishing the Strategic Forces Command. It is very famous Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Okay, now here if we talk about the Integrated Test Range of Odisha, in which year was the ITR in Odisha established? So it was established in 1989. What is the primary purpose of the ITR in Odisha? Basic aim is missile testing. Okay, moving to the next question. Recently, where was the India's first conservation and breeding center for the Asian-King-Vultures inaugurated? The correct answer here is B option, Gorakhpur, Uttar Pradesh. The India's first conservation and breeding center for the Asian-King-Vultures has been inaugurated in Gorakhpur's Camperganj range by Chief Minister of UP, Mr. Yogi Adityanath. Okay, so the Jatayu Conservation Breeding Center aims to boost the population of this critically endangered species, which is listed in the IUCN Red List since 2007. This 2.8 crore rupees facility includes various aviaries, veterinary section and administrative buildings. Currently 6 vultures have been introduced to this center, and now we have planned to release 40 pairs of vultures in over the next 8 to 10 years. Okay, do remember that India's first conservation and breeding center for Asian-King-Vultures has been inaugurated in Gorakhpur in the state of UP. Fine. Talking about the Jatayu Conservation and Breeding Center, in which state this center located? So obviously it is UP. What year was the Jatayu Conservation and Breeding Center inaugurated? It was inaugurated in 2023. How many vultures have been initially introduced to this center? Answer is 6. Okay. Now talking about IUCN, when was the IUCN established? It was established in 1948. Then headquarters of IUCN lies in Switzerland country. Okay, and what is the primary purpose of IUCN? Their mission is to influence, encourage, assist the societies in conserving the nature. Okay, moving to the next question. Barakah-Nuclear-Energy-Plant, recently seen in the news, is located in which country? This nuclear energy plant lies in UAE. And why it came into news? Because the UAE has completed their Barakah-Nuclear-Energy-Plant, which is the first such nuclear power plant in the Arab world. Okay, that's why it came into news. It is located in Al Dhafra, Abu Dhabi, near Ruwais, and it began construction in 2012, and further it started the operations in 2020. Currently this plant has 4 reactors, and once it would be fully operational, it will actually reduce the carbon emissions by 21 million tons annually. Okay, also it will produce 40 terawatt hours of electricity each year, and definitely it would meet 25% of UAE's electricity needs, which is equivalent to New Zealand's annual consumption. So this plant will power major companies of UAE as well. You have to remember that Barakah-Nuclear-Energy-Plant lies in the country UAE. Why it came into news? Because UAE has completed their Barakah-Nuclear-Energy-Plant, and it is the first nuclear power plant in the Arab world. Okay, the question you can be asked are, where does the Barakah-Nuclear-Energy-Plant located in UAE? It lies in Abu Dhabi. And when did the Barakah-Nuclear-Energy-Plant start its operation? So the operation started in 2020. How many reactors are there in this plant? So currently it has 4 reactors. Talking about carbon emission, which country is the world's largest emitter of carbon dioxide? This is the country China. And which international agreement focuses on global climate change and carbon emissions reduction? This is the Paris Agreement. Okay. Which country generates the most electricity from geothermal resources? This is the country US. And which continent has the highest growth rate in electricity consumption? This is the continent Asia. Okay. Moving to question number 4. Recently, where was the 5th India-Maldives Defence Cooperation Dialogue held? The correct answer is D option, New Delhi. The 5th Defence Cooperation Dialogue between India and Maldives was held in New Delhi on 6th of September. Discussions included bilateral military exercises, marking the first defense dialogue after the recent tensions between the two nations. Earlier, the Maldives president, as a part of his India Out campaign, had Indian military personnel withdraw and leaned towards the pro-China policies. The recent cooperation between the two countries has improved following India's external affairs minister's visit to the Maldives and the Maldives president attending India's prime minister's oath ceremony. Okay, so simply remember the venue for 5th India Maldives Defence Cooperation Dialogue. The venue is New Delhi. Okay. Now, what is the name of the joint military exercise between India and Maldives? This is the exercise Sovereign. Okay, don't forget that exercise Sovereign is the exercise between India and Maldives. And which city is the capital city of Maldives? It is the Malé. What is the official religion of Maldives country? It is the Islam. Okay. Moving to next question. Recently, the Union Minister of Science and Technology virtually inaugurated how many new Nidhi ITBIs across India? The correct answer is B option 8. Union Minister of Science and Technology has virtually inaugurated 8 new Nidhi ITBIs and Department of Science and Technology's initiative website at IIT Delhi, marking 8 years of DST Nidhi. What is the full form of Nidhi? It stands for the National Initiative for Developing and Harnessing the Innovations. It was launched in 2016 and basic aim was to nurture the startups by supporting and scaling the innovation. So Nidhi involves central and the state governments, academic institutions, financial bodies and private sectors as well, and it is funded by NSTEDB. What is the full form? The full form is National Science and Technology Entrepreneurship Development Board. Okay. So Union Minister of Science and Technology has virtually inaugurated 8 new Nidhi ITBIs in across India. Now talking about Nidhi initiative, when was this Nidhi launched? So primarily it was launched in 2016. What does it stands for? So full form is National Initiative for Developing and Harnessing Innovation. Which board funds Nidhi? It is NSTEDB. Full form is National Science and Technology Entrepreneurship Development Board. Okay. Talking about Department of Science and Technology, in which year was India's Department of Science and Technology established? So it was established in 1971. What is the primary focus of DST? Basic aim is to promote the new areas of scientific and technological research. Fine. Now, which Indian city is known as the startup capital of India? It is the Bangalore city. Fine. Can you tell me which is the entertainment city of India? Please write your answer in the comment section. Many times I have told you. Which day is observed as International Literacy Day every year? This is 8th of September. International Literacy Day has been observed globally on 8th of September since 1967. This day highlights the importance of literacy in building a just, peaceful and sustainable society. It serves as a reminder to the policymakers, practitioners and the public about the role of literacy in personal and societal development. So this observance emphasizes the global commitment to literacy as a fundamental human right. Okay, so do remember that International Literacy Day is celebrated every year on 8th of September. You can be asked that when was the International Literacy Day first celebrated? So first time it was celebrated in 1967. Which organization established this day? So this is the UNESCO. And what is the primary goal of International Literacy Day? Basic aim is to promote literacy. Okay. Now, what is the estimated global literacy rate for adults as of the early 21st century? This is around 86%. The most important question is which country has the highest literacy rate? So this is the country Finland. Okay. What is the primary purpose of Paris Agreement? So primary purpose is to combat the climate change. And which organization launched the Sustainable Development Goals? It is the United Nations. Okay. Moving to the next question. Which state recently introduced India's first silicon-carbide manufacturing facility? The correct answer is A option, Odisha. Okay. Odisha Chief Minister Mohan Charan Majhi has recently led the groundbreaking for India's first silicon-carbide manufacturing facility. Okay, so it is developed by RIR Power Electronics Limited, and the facility is being set up at EMC Park in Bhubaneswar with an investment of 620 crore rupees. This facility represents a significant advancement for India and Odisha in the global power electronics market. Basic aim here is to position Odisha as a key hub for semiconductor production so as to foster the innovation and boost the state's economy. Okay, so India's first silicon carbide manufacturing facility has been introduced in the state of Odisha. Fine. Talking about the state Odisha, what is the name of the famous Hindu temple in Bhubaneswar dedicated to Lord Shiva? This is the Lingaraj temple. Okay, many times this question has been asked in the SSC examination, that what is the location of Lingaraj temple? Correct answer would be Odisha. Fine. What is the key element which is used in the fabrication of semiconductors? This is the silicon. Silicon is used in it. Okay. Moving to question number 8. According to recent report, which country has secured the top spot as biggest plastic polluter in the world? This is the country India. A study has been published in Nature and it reveals that India is the world's largest plastic polluter, releasing 9.3 million tons annually. Plastic emissions are basically defined as the materials that move from an controlled to an uncontrolled state in the environment. India's plastic pollution accounts for about 20% of the global emission. India generates around 0.12 kilograms of plastic waste per capita per day, and this is very much. Global plastic waste emissions were about 52.1 million tons in 2020. Nigeria and Indonesia countries are the second and the third largest polluters with 3.5 and 3.4 million tons. Okay, high income countries have higher waste rate, but yes, they have better collection and disposal systems as well. Okay, so as per a recent report, India has secured the top spot as biggest plastic polluter in the world. Fine. The questions you can be asked are, which country is the world's second largest plastic polluter? So this is the country Nigeria, and the third one is Indonesia. Okay. How many million tons of plastic does India release annually according to Nature study? This is 9.3 million tons. What percentage of global plastic emission is attributed to India? This is around 20%. Okay. Which country implemented the first national ban on single-use plastic bags in 2002? This is the country Bangladesh. And what is the name of the United Nations initiative, the aim of which is to combat the marine litter and plastic pollution? It is the Clean Seas campaign. Okay. Talking about Indonesia, what is the most populous island in Indonesia? It is the Java Islands. Okay. Moving to question number 9. As per the Union Minister for Textiles, annual export of technical textile will cross $10 billion by which year? The correct answer is D option, 2030. Okay. Union Minister for Textiles has announced that annual exports of technical textiles are expected to exceed $10 billion by the end of 2030, and the technical textiles are the materials which are designed for their functional properties rather than the aesthetics. Okay, so they include industrial, functional, performance and high-tech textile. These textiles offer high physical, mechanical, thermal and chemical properties for various industrial uses, and they are used in different sectors like construction, transport, defense, medical and more, either on their own or as parts of other products. So they are made from natural and synthetic fibers both, and they are categorized into 12 groups based on their application. Okay, so as per this ministry, annual export of technical textile will cross $10 billion by the end of 2030. Now if we talk about some static facts, which industrial sector utilizes the technical textiles for protective clothing and gear? This is the defense sector. And in which sector are the medical textiles like surgical gowns and wipes primarily used? Obviously it is healthcare and medical sector. Moving to last question. Nagaram Wildlife Sanctuary, recently seen in the news, is located near the borders of which Indian state? The correct answer is A option, Maharashtra, Chhattisgarh and Telangana. The recent analysis shows that 50,000 trees were uprooted in a 200 hectares area of this Nagaram Wildlife Sanctuary in just 2 to 3 kilometers of length. This sanctuary was established in 1953 and it is located near the Maharashtra, Chhattisgarh and Telangana borders. Okay, so this perennial Dayam Vagu river flows through it and it divides the sanctuary into two parts. The sanctuary is known for the festival named as Sammakka Sarakka Jatra tribal festival, which is one of the Asia's largest tribal festival. It is held every 2 years, and the river Godavari also flows through this sanctuary. Okay, so Nagaram Wildlife Sanctuary is located near the borders of Maharashtra, Chhattisgarh and Telangana. Okay, let's see some static facts regarding this question. In which year Nagaram Wildlife Sanctuary established? So it was established in 1953. Which major river flows through this sanctuary? It is the Godavari river. And in which state is this wildlife sanctuary primarily located? So primarily it is located in Telangana. Okay, talking about this Dayam Vagu river, what is a notable feature of this river? It is a perennial river. It is not a seasonal river. Okay, and which sanctuary does the Dayam Vagu river flows through? So it flows through Nagaram Wildlife Sanctuary. Fine. How does the Dayam Vagu river affect this wildlife sanctuary? So basically it divides it into two parts. Okay, how often is the Sammakka Saralamma Jatra held? So it is held every 2 years. Which community primarily celebrates this festival? It is the tribal communities. Where is one of the Asia's largest tribal festival, Sammakka Saralamma Jatra, held? So it is held in this Nagaram Wildlife Sanctuary. Okay, talking about the Godavari river, what is the rank of Godavari in terms of length among the Indian rivers? So it is the second longest river. Okay, and in which ocean does the Godavari river discharge its waters? So it discharges its waters into the Bay of Bengal. Okay, so these are the most important current affairs and news for today. And now we'll be moving to our revision session, where on a daily basis we cover 3 topics. Today our topics would be, the first one is reports and indices current affairs, second is environment and biodiversity related news, and the third would be awards and honors. Okay, so first of all let's move to reports and indices. Which organization recently published the report Sustainable Development Report of 2024? This report has been given by SDSN, Sustainable Development Solutions Network. Which organization recently released the report titled as The State of the World's Mangroves 2024? This report has been given by Global Mangrove Alliance. Which organization recently published the report titled as Global Land Outlook Thematic Report on Rangelands and Pastoralist? The correct answer is UNCCD, United Nations Convention to Combat Desertification. The next is, from time to time the International Debt Report is released by which organization? This report is given by World Bank. According to World Cybercrime Index 2024, what is the rank of India in cybercrime globally? So globally we are placed at 10th position. State of Ocean Report 2024 recently released by which organization? The answer is UNESCO. Patenting Trends in India report recently released by which organization? This report has been given by NASSCOM. Okay. Moving to second category, that is environment and biodiversity. First is Ghata Prabha river is a tributary of which river? It is a tributary of Krishna river. Pampa Lake is located in which Indian state? It lies in Karnataka. Which institute recently identified 2 new species of needlefish in Indian waters? These are Central Marine Fisheries Research Institute. What is Phyllobolus manipularis, recently seen in the news? It is a kind of mushroom variety. Atacama Desert is the driest desert in the world, located in which country? This desert lies in Chile. Which United Nations treaty is otherwise called as Bonn Convention? This is Convention on Migratory Species of United Nations. Okay. Last is Begonia narahari belongs to which one of the following species? This is a flowering plant species. Okay. Now at last we'll be talking about some important questions regarding awards and honors. How many Padma awards were approved by the President for conferment on the eve of 75th Republic Day? Total Padma awards that have been given are 132 on this year's Republic Day occasion. Can you tell me the segregation? Means how many Padma Shri, Padma Bhushan and Padma Vibhushan were there in 132. Recently, who has been appointed as the presiding officer of Securities Appellate Tribunal? This is Mr. Dinesh Kumar. Where was the first Indian Art, Architecture and Design Biennial 2023 held at? It took place in New Delhi. Prabha Atre, who passed away recently, was associated with which profession? So she was a classical singer. Recently, who has been selected for the Malcolm Adiseshiya Award 2023? This is Utsa Patnaik. Recently, which Japanese animator has been honored with the prestigious Raymond Magsaysay Award for 2024? This is an extremely important question. And the correct answer here is Hayao Miyazaki. Don't forget that he is from the country Japan. Okay. Recently, who has become the oldest woman to climb the Mount Everest? This is Jyoti Ratre. Okay. So this is all about our revision session as well. And now I am winding up the session with some homework, and this homework would be related to location. Okay. Here you can see 7 questions on the screen. Please read each of the questions carefully and try to answer them in the comment section. You have to tell me the location of each of these places. Okay. Now, before concluding, let me remind you that these questions are part of our daily 20 MCQ series on GKToday Android application. So if you want the PDF of the lecture, you can subscribe to that course by paying a very nominal fees. Now we will be meeting tomorrow with some more important current affairs. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe to GK Today. With this, Meenuz Hadsana signing off.